Hey everyone, thank you for tuning into She Roams Free. In today's episode, I want to talk to you guys about what it's like to really live abroad and what type of questions have I asked myself since I've been here. Stay tuned, guys. Guys, look where I'm at. I'm sitting out here, right as you can see, I'm right in the pool area. There's a pool right on my room, right at the room level. And right now, I'm still in Thailand. I'm just outside of Pattaya on an island called. So you have to take like a speedboat or some type of other transportation to get there. We did a speedboat, and we decided to do this so that we could take a stay vacation. This is for like date night for us. I'm out here slow traveling with my spouse. For those of you who have not been following my journey and just getting started and new to the channel, welcome to the channel. So I, a couple of months ago, left my corporate America job and decided that I wanted to take life into my own hands and just create more balance for myself. And within those last couple of months, my spouse and I decided to move overseas and slow travel. So right now we're currently just traveling to different countries. But anywho, that's just a rundown for those of you who are new to my channel. And for those of you who've been sticking around, thanks for tuning in. So again, I want to talk about um, continuous growth, being overseas and how I'm doing so far and where I'm at. So as you can see again, I'm in this beautiful water, and I just, when it comes to how I feel right now compared to where I was in America, I'm feeling good. I'm doing better. For those of you who have watched my previous videos, you can see that I was happy, but also having a little struggles with adjustment. And I'm figuring things out as I go along through this travel journey, but also trying to figure out where I want to be in the next couple of months, what I want to do. As far as location wise, we already have the whole year planned out, and we have parts of the year planned out next year, but it's kind of scary at the same time because I'm a little bit all over the place trying to figure out what I want to get into next, and I haven't figured it out yet. And I thought about, do I still want to work as an independent contractor temporarily? Because I do work in the tech space as a consultant. Not currently working right now. I decided to take some time off to create balance in my life, but also to take care of my mental health because I was very stressed out. Spent years in the tech field, and it's just I became burnt out, so I decided to just let it go. So now I'm just trying to figure out, you know, what I want to do next. And I really, the only thing I know is, besides traveling and showing my journey, is I'm trying to heal, and that's more important to me than anything. But also, I enjoy helping people. I enjoy talking, but I really do not know what I want to do. So I'm still trying to figure that part out. Anywho, how I feel right now is that I'm again still adjusting, and I would say it is different from where I was in America because I did feel like I was always in a rush to take care of business and do things and work. And there's nothing wrong with working, but building towards something as you work. Because if we're being honest with ourselves, not everybody wants to work forever. Nobody wants to work forever, right? So it's important when you're working the jobs, you fund your future. You doing those things to fund your future. In order to do that, you have to know how to do that. You have to be responsible with your money, and that's very important. So I would say being away from America has definitely helped me slow down a little bit. Part of it has made me a little anxious, right, as I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do in my journey. But look at this. I can't show you everything, but you kind of get an idea of, look how beautiful this is, this water in this room setting, you know? And it's important as you're traveling, if it's slow travel, if it's moving somewhere long term, you want to take the time out to really enjoy these experiences. Because I'll have to say, for the first couple of weeks, um, um, yeah, the first month or so, my spouse and I were just working and working, and I'm helping him with some things with YouTube, so that's part of work. But it's important that we actually take our time and relax and enjoy the moments, and we're excited to do that. So that's what we're trying to do. So, guys, I'm all about growth, all about personal growth. What is one of the things that I learned about myself since I started this slow travel journey, living abroad? Um, that is a great question. I would have to say I can't just sit still. And I know I should be relaxing and enjoying these moments. And I am, I really am. I mean, I would say probably in the first couple of weeks I was enjoying, but I was also finding myself, like I feel like I needed to do something to stay busy. And like I said, I stayed a little busy by helping my spouse out with some things that he's doing. But I realized I'm not one of those people that could just sit around too long. I have to get into something. I have to feel like I am growing and learning and educating myself. And one of the things I talked about doing before I got here was learning the culture, learning the language. If you feel like you need to get into something, that's one of the best things you can do for yourself is learning the language. I don't know all the words. I know how to say hello and thank you. I know how to say things when it comes to ordering certain foods, but I'm still learning. It's not something that's easy to pick up. I do have it as a goal to take the course in Thai. Just have it scheduled yet. I'm trying to find a way to fit it into my budget. So more on that later this year. Um, but besides that, and that's something that I'm learning on my own time, is I'm learning to be okay with not always being busy. Because when I worked in corporate America, I technically did not work just 8 hours. I worked probably 12 hours or longer because I would work for 10 hours or 11 hours so that I had Fridays off or either get off of work on Fridays early. And that just means I mean, it felt like I was working all the time. And to comfort that, doing that for like 10, 13 years straight. I mean, I worked longer than that, right? But just at that pace, it was at least 10 to 12 years long or 13 years long, 10 to 13 years long where I worked at that pace. So coming from that, just constantly working and working those type of hours to just doing nothing, oh, it, it made me feel anxious. It made me feel like, girl, you should be doing something. What are you doing? You can't just be sitting around here doing nothing. And the best things I could do for myself is take time to myself, sit in some water, whatever you can find peace in, whether that's sitting in some water or going to the beach or, I don't know, sitting in a quiet space where you're just having coffee. For me, is being near water, being in a little pool, being at the beach, like I said, and also going to the gym. So I've been working on doing my exercises and everything, just working on my core. And I also created a post on YouTube where I talked about starting that walk it challenge, which I started about 2 weeks ago, where I am just walking, not just for my physical health, but for my mental health. And I would like you guys, if you're interested, to join the journey with me, because every video after this one, we're going to be walking within different countries, different locations. And I'm going to be showing you things as I walk and also talking and you know, speaking some affirmation, anything to motivate ourselves, right? So I would love for you guys to join that journey with me. And if you're interested, subscribe to the channel, and also like and drop a comment. Let me know if there's a place you want to see, and I'll try to make it happen. My advice to anyone who wants to live this lifestyle, or you live this lifestyle, I recommend doing your research. Before you do research, think about where you want to be around the world. If you don't know, I recommend slow traveling. I know a lot of YouTuber content creators are creating a lot of videos out there where they show themselves um, staying in one place. Like they'll probably stay in Thailand, Bangkok, for example. Nothing wrong with that. But if you're like me and you just not sure where you want to be long term, why not try slow traveling? Even if you're just narrowing the list down to maybe one or two countries. You can travel within the locations within those countries, and then maybe after a couple of months decide where you want to be. And make sure you're doing your research. It's important to do research on the cost of living, like on average, how much will it cost to live for yourself or your family. Also, know about visas. Obviously, when you're slow traveling, you're not in a rush to get a long-term visa, but it's important to know what those options are, especially where the world is going today. I don't see an issue with, if you qualify for a visa, why not apply for a visa in more than one country? But if you're not in a rush like me and you're slow traveling, you could get a tourist visa. And right now in Thailand, the tour visa is about 60 days. And there's an option for extension for at least 30 days, and that's as of today. The most important thing about visas is that you want to make sure you also check the week, couple of days before you fly into Thailand, because the rules can change anytime. So it's important to do that. Or in Vietnam, you want to do the same thing. So yeah, do your research on cost of living, the visas, take your time, and just try it out. I know I talked about doing this for years, but it didn't start off with slow traveling. I just knew I wanted to live overseas and experience a different life, because I have traveled the world before, but never like this where I'm in places months at a time. So it's kind of hard to go somewhere for just a couple of days. And I mean, it's going somewhere for a couple of days, it's kind of hard to make a decision to say, oh, this is where I want to be. I mean, sometimes you feel it right away if that's where you want to be long term, but you don't get to really learn a lot about the culture and the people when you're only there for like a week or less, you know? So slow traveling gives you that ability to do that. And the other thing is, you want to make sure that you have an income stream when you're coming out here. If you don't have any investments, or you don't have if you're not retired, most of us that's moving here, not everyone's retired. Um, Phil, my spouse, just retired. However, we're still growing our safety net, and well, not safety net, but we're still growing our income streams because of inflation. You know, we still have goals that we're trying to reach, and those goals existed before we decided to do this journey. This was supposed to be originally a 7-year plan, and we shortened that plan by 5 years. So I'm sorry, by 2 years. So, and that's because through over time we realized it wasn't necessary to wait 7 years. We thought we needed like millions and millions of dollars to do this, and realized we did not. So the most important thing is you want to make sure you have some type of income stream. If you still have to work, figure out what your options are. You never know. Ask your employer, is it possible for you to work in another country? Some employers will allow you to work outside of the United States. Some won't. But it doesn't hurt to know. It doesn't hurt to ask. Or maybe you could create a income stream. Some people come out here with businesses. Some people do things online. Like maybe they offer a consulting services, or maybe they have a Shopify store. I'm not sure how all that works, but just thinking of things that I have seen people do online. I even seen people have businesses where they sell insurance. You know, they're offering like the term life policies and things of that nature. So there are other ways of doing this if you need to create an income stream for yourself. And make sure you have a safety net, you have some savings, you know, and some upfront, because you have upfront costs. So you need to make sure you have some money for that, but also savings in case something happens for emergencies. No different from what you would typically do back home. You'll probably have 6 months to a year saved. You want to make sure you still have that if you decide to live this lifestyle. Okay, guys. Guys, one of the things I wish I knew before starting this journey is I wish I knew this sooner. I wish I knew that I could do this sooner. And sometimes I ask myself, since I've been here, why didn't I start this sooner? Um, I honestly can't say I didn't think I could do it. It's really because I was just so busy. I didn't really take the time to think about what Denicia really wants or what I really wanted to do. I was just focused on working so that I can take care of myself and my family, which is nothing wrong with that. But sometimes when you're busy and you're working and you're just working to pay bills, and maybe even invest, you know, um, your investment portfolio so that you can retire, you find yourself, you get lost in the process. And yeah, you may take a vacation here and there, but at the same time, you find out that you got lost or you're lost in the process. Um, and you don't notice it when it's happening. You have to get outside of the matrix to notice that. And honestly, I was slowly getting outside the matrix. I slowly started getting outside the matrix about 12 years ago while I was working one of the second jobs I had in the tech industry. Outside of work, I was doing real estate investing. I was wholesaling properties. I would purchase a property off market, and these were properties that were vacant, and I would flip them and sell them to a buyer for a fee, like a realtor would do, but it's a different process to that. And in Texas, I don't know the rules everywhere, but in Texas, I could most time close these deals within 2 weeks. The title company can do closing like 2 weeks because these buyers were able to buy the property at the right price for them at the right price, which is a percentage, sometimes like 70 or 75% of after repair value. But I won't go into all the details of that. But that's when things really opened up for me in my mind, where I was able to make money that way and that fast, that quickly. It just made me start asking questions as to why I was working so hard for less at that time. And definitely, I definitely wasn't making what I was making in realtor fee at work in 2 weeks. But anywho, I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you want to continue to follow my journey, subscribe to the channel, show your girl some love, and share this video to anyone you think needs to hear this information, anyone who needs motivation. Until next time, guys, take care of yourself, love one another, peace.